Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to day 27 of 30 Days of Death Shadow. It's crazy. We're already at day 27. It's gone super fast, but I'm super excited to be here. We're on our last rotation, the second day of our last rotation, which means Jund Shadow for today. And we have a pretty cool list up for us today. This list comes courtesy of Mr. Doomwake. If you haven't checked out his content, highly recommend it. He's a fantastic streamer, very talented Magic player. Doomwake, and you can check him out on Twitch. I'll leave the link for it in the description. And Doom has been a big Shadow player for a long time. The most recent iteration that he had a lot of success with was the Rakdos deck, and really similar to the ones that we had been playing. But now a lot of players have moved on to Jund, and Doom has taken a much different track than I have with Jund Shadow. If y'all remember from my previous Shadow lists, I was heavy on Traverse builds, messing around with things like Street Wraith and Bloodbraid Elf. This list right here is really like pretty much that core of that Rakdos Shadow list, but then just splashing green for Tarmogoyf. And there is good reason for that. There's a lot of pro-black and red creatures in the format, mostly Auriok Champion. And Tarmogoyf also helps out fighting against other bolt decks, which there are a lot of lightning bolts in the format as well. And so as we can see, we have mostly cut the Bomat Couriers and replaced them with Tarmogoyfs. This list is pretty cool because actually this list comes from his recent primer on Jund Shadow. And if you are a sub to him on Twitch, then you can get access to that primer. So I decided that for today, I woke up this morning, saw that he had his primer out, and I read it. And so I am going ahead and just going to play it through a league exactly as is. And then also we have a nice little sideboard guide that I'll be referencing. It'll be off screen, but I'll help it. I'm going to let it guide me through some of the matchups if he has some of the matchups listed that we run into. So yeah, so just pretty much straightforward list in our main deck. We're playing a Kroxa in the main. Definitely like that. Kroxa is really great when the format's a little more grindy and we're throwing removal spells back and forth across the table. We got some Collective Brutality because, as Doom mentions in his primer, Burn can be a pretty tricky matchup. And then we also have some usual suspects: Pithing Needle, Kulagon's Command, another Kroxa, Alpine Moon because Tron is definitely a match that's going to give us a hard time and that we're going to be needing something for. So Doom here has opted for Alpine Moon. And we have our 3 Kozilek's Return because, again, we really need answers to those like huge, not huge, those very small but wide creature decks, and also the decks that run Auriok Champion. You can see the only other green cards besides Tarmogoyf we have is the Glamour. And the Glamour is a pretty interesting one. If you don't know what it does, it chooses an artifact or enchantment, and the owner shuffles it in their library. And that wording is really important because it helps get around things that are indestructible. So let's say Heliod, Klothys, stuff like that. It also helps get around things that have some kind of effect when it dies, like say Wormcoil Engine. I used to play Deglamour in the sideboard of my black-green rock deck because of that exact reason, because of it being able to answer both Hangerback Walker, this was back when Hardened Scales was really big in the format, and then also answering Wormcoil Engine. And both of those have really potent die triggers that are really good against BGX decks, and Deglamour was really awesome against those. I'm super excited to play this list. It's really unique. It's not the kind of list that I would normally play if I were to be playing Jund Shadow. So we should be having a good time with this one, and hopefully we can definitely learn some things and pick up some things along the way. Also, one last thing I want to say before we dive into the league. As always, I am no expert with this archetype. I'm definitely still on the path to learning this for sure. The other thing I want to mention about this list in specific is that, we're not going to let too much of our league games say too much about this list. And the reason why is because a player like Doom plays pretty competitively. He plays a ton of the premier events on MTGO. He does a lot of things like that. And so he's tuning his list specifically to try to beat the top of the metagame. So he clearly has Heliod and Tron and the mirror match in mind when he's building his decks here. Y'all know we can just run into any silly nonsense when we dive into the league. So if we get clowned by, you know, 5-color Zuberas, you know, we're not going to let that be a judgment upon how Doom has built this deck. But that being said, I still think we can learn a lot and be able to say a lot about this deck moving in. Okay, we open up on a pretty lackluster hand here. Unfortunately, it's looking like a mulligan just because 5 lands pretty unkeepable here. Even if this bolt was good, just bolt into Tarmogoyf, it's not quite going to do it on the draw, so I'm going to send this one back. This is a weird one. If we knew we had a red source on top of our deck, it'd be a pretty easy keep. But as you can tell, all of our threats are non-functional right now. Obviously, Scourge needs Swift Spear and Tarmogoyf to function because we need to deal damage to our opponent, and we cannot cast either of these as is. Our opponent kept 7. I think on the draw, we have the potential to go... We have 2 shots at going Tarmogoyf into, or Inquisition into Tarmogoyf. So I think we're going to take our chance on that, and we're just going to bottom the least reliable one of our threats that we have in hand. Of course, this hand has a huge fail rate if we just brick. Alright, Arid Mesa Pass, always scary. Always makes me think, are we up against the land destruction deck? But maybe not, because if it's a fetch land in Arid Mesa. But always suspicious for that old Mana Tithe here on turn 1. Ooh, is it a Mana Tithe? Okay, we're just getting bolted. Sure. They burn then? Probably burn. Actually, if we're burned, this hand's reasonable. Because... Oh, whoa, we're not. Goblin Crater Maker. Okay. I think we just take Bolt. I swear I saw the word Goblin. I hadn't even looked. And I thought it was Goblin Guide. And I was like, okay, let's think about this Goblin Guide. This might be the take here. We don't have a creature removal spell. Yeah, we'd let our opponent have that. We just take this Bolt here. Crater Maker is really interesting. Is it just a burn deck running Crater Maker? That seems so bad, but I don't know. Not sure what else this could be. Maybe some kind of Boros mid-range deck that plays Lava Spike? Maybe they play, like, Spectacle cards that Lava Spike can help enable? I don't know. Okay. Well, certainly feels better to have a little bit of pressure taken off of us, that we're not facing down like a Goblin Guide, for instance. We're definitely going to buy ourselves a couple more turns here. And yeah, our opponent's not doing a ton. So yeah, hopefully I think once we hit this land and put down a Tarmogoyf, I think we're going to be looking pretty decent. And then, of course, okay, I was going to say, if they for some reason shock that in, too. I mean, Scourge is even looking good because it'd be out of range of a Bolt. And if they keep hitting us, we could even rip into... I don't think I'm going to Thoughtseize. I don't think Thoughtseize is going to hit anything. I was going to say, if they keep attacking us, we may even be able to top deck like a Death Shadow and maybe be able to play it, so... Okay, Swifty. Alright, we're starting to look a little bit more aggro-y birdy, kind of. Alright, I think if we don't hit it this turn, then the window may have closed, so... Okay. Now, unfortunately, we do just have to grab a red source here, and off of Verdant Catacombs, we can't grab basic mountain. We are playing a basic mountain, so sucks to go to 7, but you know we got to do what we got to do. Got to play out this Goyf. But if our opponent bricks, then we might be able to turn things around a little bit here. I guess our opponent just could be red-white prowess, and them playing their red-white prowess deck have run into maybe a lot of Tron and Eldrazi Tron that they're having a hard time with, so the main deck Crater Makers help with that? I don't really know, to be honest. Alright, so we're just going to get Boros Charmed, and we're going to go to 1. If they attack with both cards, the creatures. Or they could have another spell in hand. Yeah, they could have another spell in hand. Okay, so we're probably not going to beat another spell. But I am going to block here, because if I block here, then they could post-combat sack this and, you know, finish off the goof. Because it'll only be creature, it'll be a 4/5. 2 damage from the Swift Spear, 2 from here. Obviously, if they have another spell, we're dead, but I don't think we were beating another spell here. Okay. Not cracking that one. So what can we beat? Not a lot. But I think the best way for us to potentially win here is actually for us to attack with Tarmogoyf, play a Scourge, excuse me, and top deck a Temur Battle Rage. Would be my guess as to how the best way we can win this one. Because, you know, now that we've hit with the Tarmogoyf, this 7/7 Scourge is just lethal with... Well, excuse me, it's lethal... Now it's an 8/8. Oh, now we just have lethal if we just bolt this. Okay, so we need our opponent to brick completely. No haste creature, no spell. And if they bricked completely... No, looks like they got something here. Something big. Okay, Rift Bolt. Alright, so they just... Okay, maybe we just think they're just burn and they just ignore the Crater Maker. I'm not sure what to make of this. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just say we're basically playing against burn. And let's consult our list here for burn. I'm sure it's not anything too revolutionary here. Yeah. Just, we're just bringing in brutalities, obviously, for dismembers. Makes sense. We want anything else. Obviously, you know, you could think about cutting Thoughtseize, but actually on the play, it's not horrible. Croaksa's pretty rough against burn, but our opponent's on a weird build. But it's not like we're bringing in something more fast and effective. Like, we bring in, like, Kolaghan's Command, which is, like, really not doing a ton, but Goblin Crater Maker, I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. Keep it simple. Take out the dismembers. Bring in the brutalities. Okay, I'd love to play first. I'll reveal my Pokemon. And this hand looks fantastic. Yeah, we got a lot we can do here. We can lead on Swift Spear. We can Brutality if they have a turn 1 threat. They also have double Fatal Push. All pretty good to me. What our opponent has for us. Sunbaked Canyon. Another Swift Spear. So, I'm still a little bit, like, suspicious of our opponent's deck. And our Brutality is still good next turn. I don't know what crazy thing is going on. I could just be thinking myself into the wrong play here. But I'm wondering if I don't want to just guarantee kill this with a Fatal Push, tapped Overgrown Tomb, and attack. And I'm pretty sure that Brutality is still going to be good next turn, unless they have something like Skullcrack. But I think I'm just a little bit still weirded out by what our opponent is doing. And so I think I'm just like maybe playing too cautiously here. But I think this is just like the safest play. Like I said, Brutality is still going to be fine next turn. If they tap up for something like Eidolon, then we can just triple escalate and pitch these three, or pitch these two rather. So let's see what they have for us. Okay, another Swift Spear. Are they bolting us or the Swifty? Okay, they're bolting the Swifty. Okay, fair enough. Obviously, we don't want to be thinking about too long of a game against Burn, but we do have Lurrus to load into hand, so that's something. And at this point, at this point, I'm not going to play around any free spells like Mutagenic Growth. That would be kind of silly. I would think that they would have something by now. They would have fired it off by now, I mean. So, yeah, let's just live the dream here. Here, here, and here. And we're going to pitch a Thoughtseize and a Peatland, and I can just grab a tapped something. This would have... Ooh, actually... Hold on. I forgot something I can do here. And I can hold up push next turn. By just grabbing the basic mountain. Cool. Yeah. That one and that one. Okay. Oh, Rest in Peace. Alright, well, Rest in Peace can be pretty good against us. We got 15. Helix will put us to 11. Okay, Rest in Peace. Pretty reasonable card. I think I want to just take Path to Exile, actually. Yeah, because we're hurting for a threat, and we know that they're most likely going to play this Rest in Peace, and negating our Luris. I guess Luris is still just a 3/2 lifelinker. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take this Path here, actually. Scourge of the Skyclaves would be a sweet draw here, because now Goof is off. Alright, looks like they're not going to. So that means if we top deck Inquisition, we get to take the Rest in Peace. Looks like we don't, so we just gotta kind of do the sad load Luris into hand. Feeling a little bit like Grixis right now. Can't find a threat. They don't Helix us. Weird. Not really sure what to make of that. Oh no, what am I saying? They're just saving Helix for this Luris. Makes total sense. Yeah, what am I saying? Total sense. All right, well I'm still gonna just force him to use it on the Luris, for sure. And I'm not drawing in anything I'd want to cast anyway, so let's just see if they crack this fetch, and then I can bobble. All right, well maybe they'll crack it now. Okay, skewer, sure. So now they can Helix us and then skewer the Luris. Make a little more efficient use of their mana. Nice. And then skewer. Okay, now okay, they're just trying to hold out for our shadows or something. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but if the burn deck is not pointing burn spells at our face, I mean... Ooh, Goblin Guide, okay. We have that one covered with Fatal Push, so that's nice. Okay, Swifty, sure. It is a threat, we will take it. So we know their hand completely. Okay. I think... Is there anything that punishes me for just untapping here? I kind of want to untap and get a prowess trigger for my Swifty. Yeah, I don't think any, like, Scourge of the Skyclaves, I guess. Oh no, whoops! I messed up. I just clicked without thinking. I missed a prowess trigger on my Swifty. That's alright. That's right. But yeah, total misclick there. That's all right, though. Helixing the shadow. Okay. Cool. All right, you guys gonna see it. We're gonna put them to 1 life, then they're gonna kill us, and we'll be like, man, you missed that prowess trigger. Oh no, our goof. Tragedy. Okay, we're not playing... I guess we could potentially play Declamor. It seems bad. If they show us Eidolon, I might be interested in Declamor. That we see Rest in Peace and if we see Eidolon, so... Okay, Riftbolt suspended, okay. If we brick and don't have anything else to cast, we still cast Tarmogoyf because it is a blocker. So... and it being able to block a potential haste creature is still worth it. Alright. Go Gadget Swift Spears. This has been the most bizarre game against Burn I think I've ever played. It's turn... Are we going into turn 9? Or it's turn 8 still, but... Let's see what happens. Looks like they are deciding to turn this into more of a race, which totally makes sense. 3, 5, 7. So if we hit a bolt, we are playing bolts, right? We registered bolts? Okay, just wanted to make sure. If we hit some bolts, I guess they can maybe skewer one of our dudes. They were going to cast a skewer. They're just going to Boros Charm us, makes sense. Now I think you just skewer us, right? Okay, cool. Okay, we're definitely just going to Inquisition for the prowess trigger. So wait, hold on. If we fatal push our own goof, 3... Oh, that only puts him to... I was wondering... Maybe we should have pushed our goof last turn. Maybe that was a thing. Interesting. But now that we're not going to present lethal if we do that. 3... Yeah, we're not presenting lethal. So I still want us to try to beat a haste creature off the top. Okay, interesting. Interesting about pushing our own goof last turn. Maybe. Things get weird if it's a idle one. Oh, okay. Is this a... Oh, it's got to be... Pause, then pass. It's got to be Path to Exile, right? Okay, well... if it's Helix, they would have just Helixed up. I don't know what I'm playing around, but... Let's just wait. Because I'm spooked. I mean... Deflecting Palm? I mean... I don't know what I'm trying to play around here. I'll just bolt him on the upkeep. I really don't know what I'm playing around. Just the fact that they paused, and then... I don't know what it could mean, right? It's got to be like something. Okay, it's nothing. Okay, I was just out leveling myself. Sounds about right. All right, interesting stuff. Okay, did anything there make me want to change anything else? That looked a little bit more straight up like Burn. I mean, Rest in Peace did get us pretty good, right? So maybe we can try to play around that a little bit by bringing out a Croaksage, taking in 1 Deglamor. I mean, I don't want to go a lot. I don't want to be drawing Deglamors when we're staring at a bunch of burn spells, right? I mean, maybe, like, Thoughtseize is in a sense a dead draw anyway. I mean, it's not a dead draw. I mean, it's good on turn 1, but I don't know. I'm just going to bring in 2 Deglammers. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll have Deglammer in the opening, and if it was a Thoughtseize, we would have been fine. But okay. Speaking of the devil. Okay, what this hand do? What this hand do? This hand is tough, right? Because if they're doing damage to themselves of any kind, then we're pretty good, right? Because we just bolt them, play a Scourge, and then our life totals will most certainly be going down, and we could just Battle Rage the Scourge for the win. I think I want to play to that high upside there. Okay, well, Mountain. Fair enough. Swifty. Okay. Okay. So we might just be pointing the bolt at the Swifty. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, double bobble. Cool beans. So let's take a peek at what they're drawing. Arid Mesa, okay. What are we drawing? A Bloodstained Mire. So I think I'm just gonna Fetch Shock Bolt this. At least I can just Fetch Shock Pass. But then if my intention is to bolt the Swifty, I don't want to get caught out, you know. Because I just want to see. Let me just stop on their upkeep and draw my 2 cards off the bobble. Because if I hit Fatal Push, I want to point a Fatal Push at the Swifty. Because I want to maybe point a Bolt at them. Okay. So I think I just want to take care of this now. At least we have a threat now to help enable our Scourge. Okay. So Fetch Shock, Rest in Peace would be the best thing for us here. Let's see if they'd go for it. It might be, yeah, because it says red, and that means they need to be tapping white. Okay, 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 okay. Ooh, okay. So yeah, we're just going to hit with the Swifty. Obviously, it's not the most mana efficient play in the world, but then we get Scourge to being a 4/4, and that's pretty nice. Alright, things are kind of stumbling together a little awkwardly, but it's starting to come together a little bit here. Okay, that happens. Okay. Definitely fetching tapped here. We have the green source. I think Blood Crypt's fine. Okay. So, if we Inquisition them and they don't have any life gain and they tap this Sunbaked Canyon for mana, shocking an Overgrown Tomb, playing Scourge, and then untapping is going to kill them. So I think I'm going to play for that out. Let's see what they have. Okay, so they have a Helix, and they have a Path to Exile. I think... So what happens if we take Path, Shock, play a Shadow? So then... Okay, I have an idea. If we take Helix and then tapped Overgrown Tomb Shadow... Well, no, they can just untap and skewer it, right? And they don't have to use this path? that won't quite work. But then it's using their whole entire turn, and we untap for another shot at either another threat. Okay, I just want to see if they take the bait, potentially. If they just path the shadow here. I know this is maybe not the best play, but I feel like this is maybe an okay compromise here. If there's any chance they just... Okay, yeah, they just don't go for it. Okay, but at the very least here, if they just have the skewer, then they're tapping themselves completely off just to skewer a Death Shadow. And then... And then we continue to draw, and we have outs. That doesn't work. Okay, our opponent has learned an important lesson today. They can skewer to finish it off, but Searing Blaze deals damage all at once. So Searing Blaze can never kill a Death Shadow. So yeah. All right, Thoughtseize, awesome. Okay. Yeah, I think we... Okay, barring a top deck, I think we might have gotten this one. Let me get in damage first, actually. They might just path in response to the attack, but if I thought Seize, they're 100% just firing off the path on this. That was pretty funny. With the... This should... Don't bring the... I mean, I guess we have Swiss Spears, so maybe there's a reason, but for the most part, you shouldn't be playing that card. Okay. Again, sorry, you shouldn't be playing that card against Death Shadow decks. Alright. They got a top deck and answer to this. What we got? What do we got? What do we got? Swifty, that ain't it. And if they crack Sunbay Canyon, then they can't cast anything off of it. Wow. That was crazy. That was wild. So the opponent might be thinking I only go to 1, but since we're at the lower life total, Scourge will deal first strike damage, it'll grow the Scourge, and so the second strike damage will finish things off for us. Yep, no, it's an 11-11. Now we got it. Alright, interesting stuff.
I think that game was a great example of how if that Searing Blaze path and Rest in Peace were actual burn spells, might not have been the same result.
Yep. Yep. And that's funny, that was a thing we talked about our very first day. Day 1 of 30 Days of Death Shadow, when we were on Grixis against our burn opponent. And yeah, really good point from Mike there, 100%. But dude, what's up with the Crater Maker in the main? Do you have any idea about that? Like, is that tech or something?
Only guess would have been, just like you said, tech for like Chalice of the Void,
Right.
Tron pieces, or like enabler for Tron map, whatever.
Yeah.
Ensnaring Bridge,
Right.
to a lesser extent, something like that.
Bizarre stuff, man. Bizarre stuff. I did not know what to make of that. They were like a weird, like...
Really heavy hardened scales meta.
Heavy heart, there you go. I mean, it's like they almost played out like it was, like Boros Control or something. I mean, it was so weird. There's so many burn spells are flying at our creatures and just, oh man. Alright, this hand's pretty sick. Love to keep a hand like this. So we have our opponent Jun Dillon, or not sure exactly, but having this in our hand, if they are Jund, it's pretty good to have this. They're not Jund, never mind. But we still get to go Inquisition into Goof, which is always nice. Ooh, we gotta pick up another threat. It's pretty cool. So since we drew the Death Shadow, just kind of good practice to lower our life a little bit more here. I think I'm just going to grab Overgrown Tomb. We already got the Blood Crypt. And also, just feeling our yard for Croxos just is nice here. Oh, okay. So, okay. We are clearly, yeah. Woof. So, this is funny. This is actually from our first week of Jund Death Shadow, 30 Days of Death Shadow. It's like this exact deck just got us really good. We have to play for trying to take the Ardent Plea and hitting another one, because these Ardent Pleas just get a living end. So yeah, we just got to take an Ardent Plea. Yeah. So definitely, famously, like, Reed Duke famously bad matchup in Living End here with our Jund deck. But let's see if there's any small place for us to pick up a percentage point or two. I don't know what that will look like or where that might come from, but let's see. Okay, so I think it's just goof time. I'm not seeing anything else we can really do here. If they don't Ardent Plea us next turn, I think I might throw a Death Shadow out there. Okay, so hopefully we don't get Ardent Plea next turn. But any white source will do it, and it would be pretty crazy if they didn't hit off all these cyclers. But if we survive the next turn, we can Shadow for no... Okay, never mind. So what I was going to say is we could Shadow for nothing, and then we can untap and quickly play out a Verdant Catacombs if our opponent lets it get to us. And when they fire it off, we can deal damage enough to ourselves. Okay, okay. So let's, like... Wait, hold on. Let's play this first. We play this, and we go, oh no, I misclicked. Oh gosh, I misclicked my Death Shadow. No, I didn't mean to put it on the stack. Funny enough, if they go off in response, so we can Fetch Shock Bolt ourselves. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now the idea is we're gonna Fetch and Shock ourselves when they go cast off this Living End, and then that way we get a Shadow back, and it won't die because we'll have a low enough life total. I was thinking about that as well, yeah. Okay, looks like they have an instant speedway to fire off this Living End here. Okay. Yep. So we'll wait for them to put Living End on the stack, and then we'll Fetch and Shock. Okay. So now what we're in is a position of... I don't think we're surviving. Let's see. 4, 8, 11. So we can go to 1 by blocking this Glass Duster Hulk. Oh, they win Caller Raven the Glass Duster Hulk. Dust Hulk. Sorry, not the Glass Duster. Glass Dust Hulk. So yeah, I'm just going to wait to see them target it. Okay, yeah. I'll wait for them to go to combat. I mean, it's not really making a difference, but... Can we bolt anything? Oh, I guess we can bolt something. We can bolt this guy. 3, 7, 10. Okay, so if we top deck exactly Temur Battle Rage. Wait for him to go to combat. Okay, so let me just recount. 4, so 6, 10, 14. We're taking lethal damage, so we can bolt this. At the very least, we get to make our opponent sweat it a little bit, you know? Oh, also Bolt gets them, because we can play Bloodstained Mire, fetch it away, and then... Desert Ceradon, sure. Okay, so if we hit a Bolt or a Battle Rage, kind of exciting here. Alright. So we can Swifty, attack with both. If we Kroxa and for some crazy unknown reason they discard a land, we kill them. Oh, I discard it. Alright, good times. Those are the outs we have to play for with this one. Alright, how far were we? No. 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 Oh yeah, it was not meant to be. Hey, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. He was just hiding. He was just hiding. Okie doke. So, funny story, 0 grave hate in the 75 of this deck. Alright. Cool. Cool story. Alright, Doom. I don't know how you can get away playing in Modern with 0 grave hate in the entire 75, but you do you, boo. Well then. This doesn't even hit the enchantment. Glamour doesn't do anything. I mean, it could hit a, what's it called? The 3-mana enchantments, the As Foretold. Oh, let's go! Let's go. Because, yeah, we need to cut out some dead cards. I think that's the only dead cards we need to cut. I don't know, let's just mess with them with Kroxa, I guess. Mike, you have any insight on this? Literally 0 grave hate in the entire 75? Can you get away with
Drop
that?
from the league, register Nihil's Spellbomb.
No. I mean, like, the reasoning behind just playing literally 0.
My guess would be that I've kind of mentioned it before. I don't think Nihil's Spellbomb is like a great approach to answer Luris anyway.
Right.
So if Nihil's Spellbomb is a little subpar, then you might be able to make the argument that the best way to interact with Luris is just like killing creatures, pressure your opponent.
Gotcha.
And if Dredge isn't a deck that you feel is popular enough to warrant sideboard slots, then otherwise there's really not a lot of grave-centric decks in the format at the moment.
Gotcha.
So, like you said, if Doomwake is using this list to target a specific portion of the meta, then it's not overly surprising that he might skip out on Grave Hate if he doesn't think that Dredge is a big enough portion.
Agreed. Yo, they brought in Fairy Macabre. We up in their heads. They were like, whoa, I could have died there to that Death Shadow. I think it's taking Fairy Macabre, just for that exact kind of play that we just pulled. And I just feel like these are both... I guess I could have taken a Cycler, I don't know. But it feels pretty low impact to just take a single Cycler. I don't know. Feels a little ambitious. Let's see, what do we want to draw here? You like Scourge? Another Thoughtseize is can be okay. We'll see. Let's see if it hits. Okay, it does. Pretty nice. So yeah, we're just gonna take the Violent Outburst, and then let's make it a little less likely that they Okay, are they ever drawing into something that we'd want to Thoughtseize that they can't just play? Like, if they hit a thing that... They hit another Violent Outburst or a Cascade spell, they're most certainly just firing it off again. So, I don't know, I guess it's something to just Thoughtseize them again. Alright, we'll just take a Glass Dust Hulk. We don't want to take Street Wraith because we want them to pay the life to have to cycle that bad boy. Oh, cool. Gotcha. All right, could we put artifact in the yard? I guess that was a good reason to. Oh yeah, they're not instant. Yeah, there's instant.
Actually, land and you're presenting lethal next turn.
Right, because we just get to bolt them and then battle rage the goof. Cool. Hey, a little goofer that could, you know. He's just a little goofer, don't you know? So, okay. I'm gonna go to combat first. Something tells me that they play bounce effects. I don't know why I think that, but that's definitely something that could get us here. Yeah. Oh, okay. They're digging for something. Maybe they play like force negation. I don't know. I'm not too brushed up on my living end deck lists. So they hit a land, so we just grab land. Ooh, that was sweet. 8. There's still an instant in the yard. Okay, that was dope. Nice little juke there. Fairy Macabre themselves, of course, because Fairy Macabre doesn't care where the cards are that it exiles, as long as they're in a graveyard. So now, if they go off this turn, our outs are looking like just second bolt off the top. Okay, give our goof flying. That's very nice of them. Okay. Okay. I just concede. Oh, we were hitting the other bolt? That's so sick. Who needs grave hate? You know, who needs it? Yeah, nah. I think we're good. Yep. We gotta get a little lucky. Get a little lucky luck. Yeah, so what kind of hands are beating them? Not this one, that's for sure. I don't know what hand beats them, but it's definitely not this. This hand, ooh. Okay. On the draw, this is going to be a rough one. Okay. I think we can afford to land the Swift Spear. And we just, like, have to put on a clock. And if we hit a land, then maybe we can double Thoughtseize, and hopefully that'll get some work done. Okay. It's a good sign for us that they're cycling on their main phase. Okay. Alright. Overgrown Tomb. Let's go. Let me see it. Heck yeah. Hmm. So we take Violent Outburst. And then... Yeah, we take Violent Outburst. We could take Desert Ceradon and then fetch Shock Thoughtseize the Violent Outburst. Oh, they can still cycle Street Wraith, though. But maybe we just, like, force them to Street Wraith there? I think I like that, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Because they're not, what I'm trying to say is they're not holding a blue for the other cyclers. Actually gonna grab Blood Crypt because maybe Bolt Seal of Fire next turn is gonna be pretty relevant here. Obviously it cuts off Goofer as a top deck, which makes me sad in my heart, but you know. Okay. So we have 5, 8 damage next turn. If we hit a Bobble, then we have 9. Okay. Maybe there's a chance. So we know these are the 4. Oh no, there's... Sorry, 3 and a mystery. Okay. So Bobble? Okay. That ain't it. I'm pretty sure I'm jamming here, just because I don't see things getting better for us. They also have a fetch land here they have to do. So... Alright, we just need to top deck another Bolt. Okay. Now we just need to... Oh no, we just have Bolts. We didn't bring in K commands or anything. Not that we could cast a K command. We drew it here with this, our 2 mana. And we're only playing the 1 Seal of Fire. We cycling and cycling. Alright, if they don't have anything, then just any prowess trigger will get us there. Looks like they have something, though. Okay. Alright. Kind of weird to be on this side of the burn, you know, paradigm. We're the burn deck trying to top deck a burn spell here. Yep. Alright, easy burn spell. Off the top. Lightning Bolt. Let's go.
The odds opponent only attacks with 1 creature to exalt a trigger.
Such a low percent, but enough to play as an out here. We made it close, though. Yeah, we made it close both game 1 and 3. Oh no, I shouldn't have clicked it, dude. I shouldn't have clicked it. Oh no, I should have done it. Oh, MTGO is so savage, dude. Oh my god. MTGO, the most savage program on planet Earth. Oh my god, Cherry X-Man, hell yeah. Is he streaming right now? Man, that guy hasn't streamed in a while. Oh, goodness. I like this hand. We just have like a bunch of 1-drops to cast here. If at any point we hit our second land, this hand's insane. So I think we're just going to keep. Dude, MTGO is just savage, man.
They in fact are streaming.
Oh, are they? Nice, nice. He used to stream all the time, and then he didn't. He just stopped streaming for quite a while. I don't know. I know he's a student, so I think he was really busy with that. But usually plays some pretty fun decks. his this one deck that he's really has expertise in is Vintage Doomsday. So Flame Blade Adept. Uh oh, I'm scared. I'm in danger. All right, land because we're whitelisted. Oh my god. Oh no, my computer froze. Okay, good. We're just gonna keep putting more pressure on. Well, let's bolt this Flame Blade Adept. Pew. And let's see if we can put down a Scourge next turn. New Street Wraith, okay. We're gonna. Is there a large artifact in our future here? Sure. I'll take the bolt on the Swifty. Okay, I think I'm stacking with Swifty and then playing a Scourge out. Like, yeah, we're missing out on casting this Thoughtseize, but I think it's way more important in this matchup just to be really assertive here. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't grow the Scourge, but that's fine. We can Thoughtseize next turn, lower our own life total. Alright, that's a 3-drop of some kind. Ooh, all mountains. All montañas. Burgy. Uh-oh. Once again, I'm in danger. 7, 9. Let's do that. Yeah. That one. We suicided a Swift Spear, so that way any prowess trigger makes the Swifty, this other Swifty, lethal. Dart. Oh, darting themselves. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. All right. Okay. Hold up. So, where's our? Oh wait, where's our graveyard hate? Oh, we don't have any. Oh, okay. Just wanted to double check that. All right. So the glamour, it would only hit the dude. So let's not do that. Kolaghan's Command's pretty nice because it can hit both the Flameblade Adept and the God, what's the 5-mana artifact that gets reduced every time you cycle? If I could remember Magic cards, I would be a rich person. Yeah, I don't really remember. What's it called? So, Hollow One. There we go. We got there. Anything we don't want? Everything seems pretty reasonable. We want Fatal Push for Burgy, as well as Bolt, but maybe we can cut a Fatal Push because we're bringing K commands. Not that K command gets Burgy, but we're bringing in more removal spells, so, you know, more flexible ones, so we can cut a push. Because push doesn't hit Hollow One. Yeah, let's just give this a shot. Cool. We will reveal our Pokemon. This hand's kind of fire if we top deck any way to enable the Scourge. So, I mean, we have Fatal Push for their early creature. We have Thoughtseize's Disruption. I'm going to keep, but this hand has a big fail rate. Big fat fail rate on it, that's for sure. Let's hope they lead on to fetch lands. They don't. Okay. Alright, I'm glad that up. Sweet. We do get to Fatal Push that one. Drawing another basic mountain. I guess it's pretty free to grab Overgrown Tomb here. Alright, there's a Death Shadow. Okay. And now our hand went from good to trash, so feels good. Feels good. Wow, that was sick. Yeah, Burning Inquiry is not the best card ever designed. That's alright. I'm going to take that Goblin Lore, because their hand's kind of trash, too. And then, upside, we get to load Lurrus into hand next turn, and start buying back some of the things that got tragically discarded from our hand. Yep. Okay, Bolt's fine. So next turn, we can... They have bolts, so they're going to bolt this Lurrus. So we can... Lure it. I like Lurrus Death Shadow next turn. Let's see what we draw, though. Ooh, Scourge of the Sky plays? Okay, that's kind of hot. So let's go ahead and grab a Blood Crypt. And yeah, let's just stick a Death Shadow. I think that's better than just a random draw off a bauble, because we know what this is going to catch a bolt for sure. And they played out that Montan. Yep. Oh, they had double bolt. Oh no. But good thing though, we get to land Scourge, and then we can bolt them if they have the third bolt. Alright, now we just can land Scourge. It'll just be a monster. So now next turn... Ah, okay, is this a go-off turn? What do we get to do here? We get to play double Flameblade Adept? That's kind of sweet. Their deck is dope. You gotta hand it to them, their deck is dope. So does Hollow One follow any kind of... It costs less to cast, so yeah, if you discard enough cards, you can just double Hollow One next turn. So they're going to Goblin Lore so they can Hollow One. Yeah, double Hollow One, that seems pretty sweet. And then they got Flame Wake in the yard. Let's see, so... 4, so that's going to be 8. Another Hollow One. That's a sweet interaction about Underworld Breach and Hollow One here. Ooh, they could have... Oh, they just get it right away. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, so what do we need to draw? Not that. I think we're good, though. We might be good. Let's see how they attack. Because now we got the old Battle Rage. They're at 15, we're at 10 situation. So if I take 6, I go to 4, and I would only die to double bolts. We've already seen... So if they bolt us, if I bolt them, then Scourge will stay alive. Okay, now we just got him, right? Unless they got something else weird. Okay. Boom, boom, boom! Boom, 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 boom! Scourge, let's go! That was a funny game. Are you still with us, Mike, by any chance?
Absolutely.
How did that look from their end?
Surprisingly chill on his end.
Oh, he's one of my favorite streamers for sure. But I mean, like, did he have other options of things? I mean, I think I saw most of what was going on.
Not really.
Yeah.
That deck kind of puts you all in on a couple lines.
Right. It does indeed.
It's kind of like when you don't see Bergie or Steamkin, then you just kind of hope for a value win.
Right. Well, this has been a funny league, and I feel like it's this league right here is just totally vindicating Mike here. This league has been, dude, every game it's like Scourge, is it dead? I think I'm still keeping this hand, but we're definitely seeing the pain of not playing the full 8 haste 1-drop creatures. But I'm still keeping this hand because we have some pretty primo disruption here. And if they deal damage themselves or we top deck a haste threat, then we're good. They're just passing through their first turn. Okay, no, they're... Oh, okay, they're Tron. Okay, yeah. Nice. Nice. Alright, they're just tower pass. Okay. Whitelisted? Haste creature? Another Scourge. You love to see it. Okay, so let's bobble ourselves because we're looking for very specific things like bolts and haste creatures. And we can decide what another Dismember. We do not want another Dismember against them. Unless they're Eldrazi Tron, but we still have the one Dismember. Alright, what are we working with, opponent? Oh my gosh, it's this deck. Okay. Ooh, Blast Zone's funny. So we're gonna take Mystic Forge. It's the scariest card if they get their mana developed. Obviously, if they top deck a thing that can add blast or charge counters rather to the Cornucopia, that can get pretty intense. But I think we're just supposed to take Forge here, and we're hoping to hit a Goof. We'll take a Death Shadow as well. A Swifty is more than welcome to join the party here. Welcome, Swifty. Always love to have you here. We can... Okay, Overflowing Chalice, sure. Yeah. Bolt off the top. Second Swifty. Okay. Yeah, let's just go like this. The old Swift of the Spears. If they just go land, tap out for Ballista, then we just get to Dismember Ballista. They kill Swifty in response. But then we get to play some Scourge of the Skyclaves to the board. Okay, so we just oops into Tron. We love to see it. We know their hand. Thankfully, Dismember still kills Ballista, which I'm assuming they're just going to make a 4/4 Ballista here. And then we'll shoot 2 here, 2 at us. So we'll be at 7, and then the Swifty will be dead. Oh no, they're just going to go Cornucopia first? Okay, sure. Just a 2/2 Ballista. Okay, so we're not going to go down to 7, we'll just go down to 9. They have 6th. Oh my god. Alright. Ooh, Bolt. Yeah, we going full aggro mode because they got us on a scary clock here. I mean, just with all of this, they have Blast Zone in hand. They can tick up to 2 for the Scourge. Opponent says, oops, auto yield. Right. Ooh, that's what the pros call a GG Bud. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely we're far from GG Bud territory right now. Alright, so Bolt is 3, 12. Yeah, so Bolt gets them if they have nothing here. Oh no, wait, no, it doesn't because they can just crack Blast Zone here. Do they have a way to untap lands? This seems like a mistake. Ooh, would they top deck? Excuse me. Core Tapper, sure. Alright, so Teamer Battle Rage gets it. Funny enough, Kolaghan's command would have done it. Okay. So this gets a prowess trigger. I think I'm gonna crack here because I can still scourge. Oh no, I'm not going to scourge because of the known blast zone. So I think we're gonna do this because we hit a bolt. We get to bolt this. A little awkward. Let's see. What's a ballista off the top? I think I'm gonna hold on to this Thoughtseize. Oop. Okay. Yep. Right. Map, sure. I guess that gets second blast zone? Or does that get, no, that gets, what's it called? The thing that fetches up artifacts, right? Inventor Sphere? Yo, check out our sideboard, though. Yo, let's go.
Obviously, Doomwing put this together with
He's like, I ain't losing to Node. This is great. Oh man, Needle on Blast Zone? Can we just like instant speed or split second that onto the battlefield right now? Are you allowed to do that?
I don't think you can get Inventor Spare here because it doesn't trigger unless you have 3 artifacts.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Crack Blast Zone now. Just do it, because YOLO. Oh boy. Alright. Sure do. Cool. Alright, what you got, opponent? We are presenting Big Fat Lethal here. Presenting Big Fat Lethal, what you got? Naturally. Has our opponent top decked well? I can't tell. Has our opponent top decked well? Interesting. Alright, do we have outs to Nassaring Bridge in the opener in the 75? I guess we could play to like Kroxa, but that doesn't really do much. They wrote oops audio, so I said, don't worry, you're not getting punished for your mistakes here. No, we're not going to be salty about it. I mean, I guess we just keep playing because why not? We're up a minute on time. Let's see how our opponent puts together the win. It's not going to change much of our decisions here, but, you know. They could probably just grab a gigantic ballista at this point. Would be the quickest, most efficient. Yeah, well, they just cast it now and then pump it up next turn. Draw the Fling in our deck. Okay, I was going to say, if they're casting another spell, they're just giving me more information. You know what? The lesson is, if you play any Tron deck, if you're lucky enough, just play it. You know? If you're lucky enough, just play it. I don't know why they... that cracking that blast on their own turn was wild, dude. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff as potential bring-ins. But let's see, what do we want to take out? I think these are all pretty clear cut. Seal of Fire isn't really going to cut it for me. Everything else looks pretty good. We don't necessarily need Kroxa. I'm sure they play Grave Hate of some form. So I could see this. Kind of dig this. We got just a lot of disruption for them. Cool. I'm liking this. And not to mention the fact that we're still retaining our just core punch of just like, you know, haste creatures or, you know, Thoughtseizes, Goyfs, just like, you know, early pressure. Which I think is just going to be naturally good against them. So Swift Spirit, turn 1 Swift Spirit is awesome, right? But the rest of this hand is not awesome. And I think we can do better. I guess we keep this one, and it's a slow hand. But maybe if they lead off on a core tapper, we can bolt it into Goof, and then Take Command can do some work. Let's see. They're mulliganing into 5. I guess it's kind of free to just bet. I mean, our life total is not really that much of an issue in this matchup, so... Okay, that's nice. That's nice. We will take that, for sure. If it looks like they're leaning towards a Tron hand. Of course, it's good to remember that this deck doesn't rely on Tron. In fact, it relies on, you know, basically all of its artifact ramp. So Alpine Moon sometimes is not good. Okay, so now we know we don't need to fire off the Alpine Moon here. Just got a core tapper. We're just going to bolt that. Unless they do something else here. If they do something else, then we can... Okay, I think we're just going to Kolaghan's Command. 2 damage here, blow that up. Oh, they're just going right in on it? Oh, because they have something else to cast, of course. Another core tapper. Wonderful. Alright, so just same verse, same thing. Yeah, we're just going to blow that up. You know, blow these two things up. Grows our Goyf quite a bit. Just the question is, like, do you want to save Kolaghan's Command? I don't think so. I think doing this is going to set them so far back on mana that that opportunity seems exciting to me. Okay, blow up an artifact, 2 damage here. Sure. Okay. So we want them just to go second Tron land pass. Oh, is this... okay, another Foreign Chalice, sure. Alright. Okay, since we kind of bricked here, we're just going to load Luris into hand. And we're not growing the Goyf by bolting, so no reason to do that. Guess this is a 3-turn clock. So we'll see what our opponent can put together. Okay, second. Now, Power Plant. Now I'm going to be probably slamming Moon next turn. Ooh, yikes. Alright, so we have to find an answer to that. No, I need to do that. Okay, so is it worth it to Swifty Bolt? If we Swifty Bolt, then we're not playing Alpine Moon. Plant mine. I think it's free to crack here. See what we draw into. Ooh, Scourge, awkward. So, if we Swifty Bolt, then that's 5 damage. That takes him to 7. And then if we kick a Scourge and maybe firing off another Bolt, I think I just want to Swifty Bolt while I still can. I can also just Swifty enter combat, and then if they have a response of some kind. No, okay, I think we just want to do this. Oh no, wait, I can still Alpine Moon. What am I saying? Power plant. Power plant tower, so we need Urza's mine. Alright, well, that'll be game. Definitely unfortunate rollout. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have gotten so greedy with the Kullagon's commands. You know, I should have saved it or something. I don't know. Obviously, if we hit a Deglammer here, I believe that's game. We just Deglammer the Ensnaring Bridge. Or if we hit another Kullagon's command. Do we have any more outs? What else do we bring in? It's a little too late for Pithing Needle. Yeah. Hormod's Crypt. Okay. Okay. So this is 5 damage. If we attack with Swifty and then bolt them. We just like can't let them untap with a Karn, right? Because they could just grab a Walking Ballista. Ooh, I took out the Seal of Fire. That would be an out here. Like a Lura Seal of Fire loop. I think we should attack them, bolt the Karn. I think it's just the safest thing. We put them to 5. Three, 5. We put them to 2, or we. So it's either put them to 2, or put them to 5 and kill Karn. Yeah, it sucks. I think we just have to kill Karn here. I feel like it's pretty free just to cast Luris. Okay, so I think we have 4 outs to the Ensnaring Bridge, 3 to Glamour, and another K command. They have like Chalice on 2, then that cuts off. Oh lord, we just have another Karn the Great Creator? Okay. Now, what are we grabbing this time? Okay, they grab the Walking Ballista, sure, makes sense. Let's grab the Wincon here. Ugh. So is it relevant at all to put them to 4? I don't think so. I think we should just attack Karn. And then the window for kicking these Scourges is just like completely unrealistic, so I think we should just play double Scourge, and that way if they somehow like have a bunch of chump blockers or something, then we can just if we find the answer to the Ensnaring Bridge, we can just kind of pummel on through for what will most certainly be lethal. Surge node, sure. So yeah, they can just surge up the Everflowing Chalice, now taps for 2. This is just a way to help empty out their hand. Sure, still on 1. You got it. Okay, sure. I'll just attack them. Hopefully this forces a block, because it's like if I have a bolt, they have to block. I usually... Oh, man. I was about to say, I usually just never have my bluffs called in this spot, but that's kind of sick. I mean, I always have my bluffs called in those spots, so that's what I was trying to say. Blast Zone, okay. Do we have something really big in hand? Ooh, Mystic Forge, alright. So if they untap next turn, they should be able to find a way to... a little path to victory there. Or maybe they can just get it right now. Yeah, we cut our Croxes. Liquid metal coating, sure. Doesn't change our outs here. We can just like upkeep, tag our overgrown team. Sad face. Big sad. Big sad. Big sad. Okay. Where were you? Alright. I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I don't think I need to immediately fire off this bolt on this Karn. Some remote chance they activate this Mystic Forge. Twice, sorry. And then I don't think they're gonna put themselves dead to bolt. I mean, they respected bolt a couple turns ago when they blocked the ballista there, so. Another Karn, sure. Hopefully they do. I mean, they should be able to. Ooh, okay. You're telling me there's a chance. Alright. Let Mr. Forge do it. Do it. There is a loop that they can do here. Yeah, right, with Ugin the Ineffable. So this just reduces... They should be able to play out their whole... Oh, wait, hold on. I accidentally yielded through that. Whoa. I accidentally yielded through that. I was not expecting them to tap that again. Opponent just writes oops again. Oh, opponent. Oh, goodness, opponent. They've conceded from the game. That was silly. Okay. Ooh. So Alpine Moon definitely looked really underwhelming there. Alpine Moon is like... Is Croxa better than... I don't know. I mean, Croxa would have been would have done something. I mean, I guess they grabbed the Tormod's Crypt, right? So Croxa wouldn't have been, like, everything. But there's a potential just loop Croxas with Lurrus, and that might be a way to play around the bridge. I think I like that a little more than the Moon. Everything else seems fine, though. I think I'm feeling confident, honestly. I mean, I really do. Like, I feel like we got a nice setup here. So, I don't know. I'm so shocked they put themselves at 3 there. Alright, I'll reveal my companion. Yeah, this hand's... I think this hand's good. Yeah. On to 6. Hand disruption is going to be... We did not have any hand disruption that game. Which, I mean, obviously, in the later part of the game, they would have been dead, but, you know. Okay. So we just get to bobble ourselves here, see what we're drawing into. Avernant Catacombs, we would like to decline. No thank you, deck. No thank you. And this helps with our needle names. Alright, so we can just needle name Incarn the Great Creator. Obviously that Mystic Forge is going to be pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to see what they're drawing into. Obviously they could have oopsed into it last turn. Alright, ineffable. Alright. So if I shock to 15 and bolt myself, I go to 12, I can play a 1/1 Shadow. But then we miss out on the needle name. If I shock to 15 and then I just because if this needle doesn't name Karn, right? It's just a question if they are able to cast the Karn next turn. I think I value just landing the Shadow more than anything else. Alright, opponents. Mess us up, bro. Okay, Bloodstained Liar's not bad. Okay. Sweet. Alright, sweet. Now we get to Needle Karn. Thoughtseize? These draw steps have been rough. We're looking at Karn the Great Creator. So we do have a 2-turn clock, right? Because we can fetch Shock again. Just gonna play out the... Oh, Midnight Mystic Forge. Alright, Kolaghan's Command off the top. Let's go. Teamer Battle Rage. Another land. Oh, God. Alright, so if we fetch Shock down to 17, and then we fetch Shock again and the Shadow's lethal, we can also just load Lurrus into hand. Ooh. Let's just win in spite of these just atrocious draw steps. Okay. Shadow looking mighty lethal on this here board here, see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What can you do with 5 mana, opponent? Okay, sure. Alright, wanted that last turn, but you know. Let's go! That was sick! Wow. Feeding the kids. Feeding the children. You love to see it. That was wild. Alright, y'all, that was really fun. We got our last game to go. I'm just going to run to the little boys' room real quick, and I'll be right back for our 5th and final match. Alrighty, the 5th and final match. Let's hop right into it. See what Moto has in store for us. Alright, we've been paired. Against Carlenon. Carlenon. One of those two. They're on the draw. We'll reveal our Pokemon to our opponent. And this is a sad hand. Easy mull. No thank you, deck. This hand is fantastic. We will keep, and yeah, it's probably fine. What are we up against? Stomping Ground. A Stomping Ground tap strategy, so maybe Valakut, something like that. Either way, we are landing the Swifty, because if we get to go Swifty this turn and then Inquisition Thoughtseize next turn, it would be kind of sweet. That's what the opponent has in store for us. It could be like Ponza. We could like get our Swifty stomped here, something like that. Ghost Quarter. Into Explore. I guess Valakut can play Ghost Quarter. I don't think they usually do. Oh! Weird Amulet hand. Okay, fair enough. Alright, let's hope these Inquisitions and Thoughtseize do some work. That's a hand. That's a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. So are they like they're like a red-green slanted Valakut deck, so maybe they're playing bolts and stuff. That would probably be an appeal to playing like a lot of like Gruul Turf, Stomping Ground, that kind of thing. Of course, we need to draw something pretty good here. Like we need like a Scourge of the Skyclaves. Death Shadow would be fine. so we definitely need to hit something here. Because our clock is pretty slow in this Swifty. This here, Swift Spear. Opponent was thinking for a while. I don't know if they were facing a decision of some kind. I don't know. Okay, so we're just going to load Lurrus into hand. And we're going to save that fetch land so we can have Revolt with Fatal Push in case we need to kill a Dryad. Sakura Tribe Elder, interesting, huh? Very interesting. You don't typically see Sakura Tribe Elders out of Amulet bounce lands. So I am definitely confused. Let's see what we draw. Fatal Push. Okay, so we can spend one of these Fatal Pushes then. If we spend this Fatal Push now, then we don't have Revolt later, but I think that's fine. Because I want to cast Lurrus this turn, is what I mean. Cool. So they're like a basic heavy... Alright, is there any world where we just bolt here instead of Lurrus? We can still... Because, like... This has just got to be a Dryad heavy build, right? This might be bad to not just slam Lurrus, but... I don't know, I'm just really, really feeling like I need to keep up a Revolted Fatal Push here. Of course, if they just have the big boy, Mr. Primeval Titan. We are probably out of luck. That's what it's looking like. Big boy's coming down. Roar. So we're definitely going to play this out because their list is very bizarre, and I don't really know what to make of it. I would assume playing Hand-Weir Battlements, they're still playing the card Amulet of Vigor. But this, like, Sakura Tribe Elder thing has just got me really confused. Radiant Fountain Blast Zone seems good. Seem like good choices to me. Just bounce Radiant Fountain again, probably. So, Scourge of the Skyclaves into Temur Battle Rage would be cool. Death Shadow. Another Lightning Bolt. Another bolts, you say. So, funny enough, I can 3-for-1 myself on this prime time. What does this give it? Just haste. So if I get 2 I can target this with push, target this with bolt, and that's 2/3. So let's try for that. I don't even know. Oh, they have Blast Zone. They just cracked Blast Zone. So we're kind of dead though here. I guess I could have attacked and tried to have done the same thing. I guess that would have been the play. Yeah, it would have been just to attack. I would assume they would just take it. But, you know, crazier things have happened. Whatever. Yeah, it was just a free attack last turn because we can still kind of try to pull this trick off with this Lurrus here. Lurrus blocking prime time and bolting it. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming they're playing Vesuva and stuff, right? This Sakura Tribe Elder's just got me all kinds of messed up. Yeah, T-West, bounce lands. We've all been to this show before. Funny enough, we don't actually have Stomping Ground here, so we just have to grab Blood Crypt for this bolt. Oop. Okay, Azusa, sure. Are they not going to... No, they have... Okay. Not our best draw, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Azusa, like, snuck in behind. So, I'm just gonna get the Prowess trigger here. If they want to crack Blast Zone, that's fine, but I still think there's some value here in killing Azusa. Because being able to spam off a bunch of land drops potentially can be good for them. Surprised they didn't transmute last turn. Okay, Amulet. So if they transmute for a pack for Titan, they will have lethal. I'll just make them play it out. Thinking ahead to sideboarding. I don't know if Mike, I don't know if you're still with us. What does Sakura Tribuilder say anything to you? I've never seen that in Amulet before.
Basics around like Blood Moon.
Could be. Yeah, could be. So I should just treat this as just Amulet. Just like
I think so.
your regular Amulet. A bizarre choice. Oh no, I guess they still have us. Does this give +1? Got so much text. No, it's just haste. So they missed lethal here by not just grabbing the big boy. I mean, I guess they put us to 1, which is essentially lethal, but... I mean, they don't know what we're playing. I mean, what if we Assassin's Trophy this or something, or Abrupt Decay it? Very strange. Yeah, Seal Fire. Show them what's up. So yeah, well, I don't know why they don't just grab the big boy. They can just give it haste, I think, right? Because they just have tons of mana, right? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So they wanted to go out in style. Okay, so we saw the Amulet of Vigor, which is really good. Because now I'm going to consult our sideboard guide, because I'm pretty sure we're going to want some of these Deglammers. In fact, we were just talking about that. Amulet, here we go. So let's take a look at what Mr. Doomwake recommends. He's not a fan of these cards, and he's bringing in instead this, and this I assumed to name T-West. I agree with Doom here. I do not like Alpine Moon in this matchup at all. Okay, so let's look at this. Not just take this uncritically. I don't know about Kelgon's command in this matchup. Excuse me. On the play, it can be alright, but the fact that it doesn't contribute to killing a Dryad seems like a big deal. And I know we got Deglammer for Dryad here, and Deglammer has nice crossover with both Dryad and with Amulet. But I'm kind of feeling going like this and keeping our Dismembers. Do you have any strong feelings, Mike?
Not particularly. Like, Like, I get the interaction with Amulet, I get the interaction with Dryad,
Right.
but it's also not really doing anything to, like,
Right.
promote our primary game plan. It's just very reactive.
Yeah, agreed. I want to try it out for sure, for the sake of just, having tested it. But I like kind of bringing in a K command over this to Glamour. What do you think? Or would you rather see a Fatal push?
I'd probably rather see a Fatal push.
Okay. Yeah.
Just so, like, you have a way to deal with Dryad, Azusa.
Sure. Right. Let's bring in Plague Engineer and name whatever the Tribe Scout thing is. Got him. Or Tribe Elder, not Tribe Scout. Absolutely wrecked opponent. Alright. Reveal our Pokemon. And this hand's awesome. Maybe the best hand we've had so far today. We even get to do this nice little trick. Get to bubble ourselves. Just looking for more disruption. A Swifty. I think where we're going, we don't need a Swifty. We goofing up in here. Cool. Reclamation Sage? Okay. They're expecting Blood Moon from us, but obviously with us revealing Companion, that's not happening. Alright, so Pact and Titan, you just usually take the Titan so that, Pact is just usually a Titan with extra steps. But let me just pause for a second to make sure that's what I want to do. I think that is what I want to do. And then that happens too. That can happen too. Draw the Inquisition and then get Inquisition away the Summoner's Pact. Of course, we're not going to fire it off right away. We just want to land this Goofy Goober. Oh man, just Goofer flooded. Have I gone to heaven? Have I gone to heaven? I'm flooded with Future Sight Goyfs. So let's think about our opponent's next turn. Okay, they're casting probably one of those Tribe Scout things. The dream hit right now is... Oh, no, 6-4, okay. The dream hit right now is third land, so that we can both goof and Inquisition. But we got to think critically about what we want to do if we don't hit that third land. So, let's see what they do here. But I feel like getting that Pact out of hand is like a pretty big game here. 1, 2, 3, 4... Because they could just pack for a Dryad, and we don't currently have an answer to that in hand. Let's think about other things. If they pack for a Dryad, then they have to pay for it, and that's their next turn. But of course, if they have a Dryad, then they just spam off a bunch of more drops. This is tough. I might need to phone a friend here. Mike, what do you think? If we don't hit this third land, is it better to Inquisition just to get rid of that Summoner's Pact? Okay, never mind. But for theory, good talk. But for theory's sake, what do you think?
I would say play the threat, wait till next turn for the Pact.
Whoa.
They can't pack or Titan off what they have.
I think I'm taking this though, because that just ruins both our goofs, and it grows the Goyf as well. We hit them to 14, and then if they take any more, if we somehow sneak any more damage, oh no, then maybe they discard a land of Crooks and Bolt will kill them. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going for here. Oh no, it doesn't grow the goof because of my Mishra's Bauble. Oh, punt. Punt. Oh, because there's no instant in the yard. Ooh, that was rough. We might still be okay though. So we grow the goobers. Hits for 10. Oh no, we still could have it if they discard land with this Croxa. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, Rex Sage is a chump blocker. Interesting. Oh. So if we bolt this, these are 5/5s, hit them to 10, we bolt them again, that doesn't do it. So I still like Croaksa here. If I attack out, so maybe this is okay. So if I attack out and they don't block, then I bolt kill them. Let's give them that opportunity to maybe do that. Obviously, it takes away the surprise factor of this Croaksa here. Okay, no, they just block. So I don't think I need to bolt here. I can potentially save this for other things. But I will just go ahead and Croaksa them. Oops, not that. Okay. So now just one of these goofers landing is lethal. Which feels really important here. Okay, going for the pact. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we do have Big Papa mana here. Yep, Big Papa's coming. If they grab a 1/1 chump blocker, then we still have lethal here. Because bolting it is going to grow the goof. Excuse me, and then one of the goofs will hit and the other one will bolt them in the face. The other point of damage. Make sure I turn off my auto yields. Let's see what they grab. Oh, they can grab a Jukabog and shrink our goose. That's right. That's like almost 100% what they're going to grab. Yeah. Colony Garden Jukabog. Okay, those are good for sure. They're bogging us. It doesn't shrink the goyfs. Oh my god, that's too funny. In fact, they just grew because of the Summoner's Pact here. That's too funny. Sometimes you Bajuka Bog and then the Goyf's like, you know what? I'm still thick. I still got that booty. I still got that big rompus. That badonkadonk, though. That Tonka truck. So... yeah. So there, the Glamour would have been a completely dead draw. Notably. I'm not trying to throw shade at the Glamour or anything. It's just in that particular game I wouldn't have done game. Yeah, let's just stand pat here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. So if they're on a creature progression, but it's not exactly where we want to be, right? Scourge isn't that exciting. I mean, we want hand disruption. We want... yeah, I don't think this is where I want to be. We haven't seen the Sakura Tribe Scout or anything. Just a mulliganous. Alright, this hand's okay. We could probably just bottom a bolt here. We got interaction for a couple different things here. Bottoming bolt because I want this for Dryad. Bolt doesn't kill Dryad. This hand's mopey though. I don't know if this hand is quite going to take us there. I think we do have to get lucky a little bit. It's a good start for us. Croaksa could play a role here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and land the Swifty first. Just really important for us to establish a clock. good for us because now we don't have to worry about anything like Veil of Summer with this Inquisition here. This here Inquisition. Okay. Double Dryad Azusa. Explore. So, if we take one Dryad, we've got the Glamour for the other, and then Dismember for the Azusa, but is that even what we want to be doing here? I think it's fine just to answer all these creatures here. So I don't think it's either take a Dryad or take an Explorer, I think, or you could take an Azusa maybe. Take an Azusa, they Dryad, we untap and dismember it. But is Azusa even worth taking here? I mean, Azusa's really scary if they get the, if they top deck a Amulet of Vigor. Alright, I might have to phone a friend again. Mike, is it, like, crazy to take this Explorer? I mean, like, I don't know, like, how much do I really care about Azusa and Dryad here? Like, should I be really, like, I care about these cards?
I don't hate taking the Explorer. Like, the hand is definitely, you either need to find an answer to the Titan or you die.
Right.
So, if that's the case, you can either take Dryad, dismember the other Dryad, and know that you're not going to die to Valakut right away.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
This is pretty redundant, so I think it's either take the Explorer if you've got the tempo plan rolling for you, which you don't really have at the moment. You're not killing them quick enough to take advantage of the turn that you're buying.
Right.
So I'd probably
Good point.
towards like taking a Dryad and dismembering the second Dryad.
Okay, that's well reasoned. I like the idea of the taking the Explorers a tempo play, and we're not in the position to be taking tempo from them right now.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So let's get that Thoughtseize energy.
A Thoughtseize, and you were following it up with a Shadow.
Yeah.
I'd say take the Explorer all day.
Okay, I got you. Ooh, are they just going to try to bypass all this and just try to go for prime time next turn? It's kind of sweet. So we should know their hand, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we don't know their hand. There's one draw step that we missed. Okay. I'll just untap. Oh! Is that a good draw? Wow. We'll find out in a second if it's a good draw. They might have second Titan. I think this one. And then I'm going to do just Kroxa next, I think. If they want to EE this Swifty. It's all right by me. Oh, whoops. Tragically, Kroxa is not a Golgari creature. If I would play the heck out of it in green black rock if it was green and a black. Funny enough, if they like, we may not even care about this EE, but I was like thinking like something like if they EE and then tap off of it, we can deglamour the EE or something. It'd be kind of funny. Okay, get rid of the Azusa. Fair enough, opponent. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Fetch land is kind of cool for Kroxa. Just any land at all, because we may not be tapping out for Kroxa next turn, but... their only move here is EE pass, then I'll attack. Maybe they crack and then put another card in the yard for Kroxa. We like hit a non-fetch land. What that would be. We'll see. Alright, while we're waiting... Okay, no, there you go. Okay. I was going to say, while we're waiting, how do we change the wording on this to make it a Golgari card? It still says loses 3 life, so maybe it's just still a aesthetically pure Golgari card. I don't know. Right, because that's kind of a sweet interaction with Dryad and Castle Grandview.
Maybe each player mills 3 cards. If an opponent milled
Oh, I like it.
a creature, they lose 3 life.
Okay, nice. I like that. That's great. that is very
Or
Golgari.
each player mills 3 cards. You return a land or creature from
Nice.
your hand.
Nice.
Your opponent loses 3 life if they milled a land or a creature.
I like it. We gotta write WotC. Say give us a Golgari Kroxa.
Cowards.
You cowards, you won't. Opponent's taking a minute on their turn here. Nice, I like it. Mike, you gotta go work for WotC, dude.
Telling you, I fixed the design for what was it earlier?
You did fix the design on something. What was it?
Stormwing entity.
You fixed the Stormwing entity design, yeah. So I love this idea from Mike here. Basically, the idea is Stormwing is just a 2-drop, but instead it says it's 1 in a blue, and it says you can only cast this if you cast another, cast an instant or sorcery this turn, and so that way you can Abrupt Decay, you can Fatal Push it. It's not a 5. It doesn't have 5 CMC, but it's technically something smaller than that. I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea because that means that. Yeah, like I said, you can Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push it, and then I don't really think there'd be... It being 2 CMC, there's no real way to, like, cheat it out or any stupid way to abuse that, so... I love that idea, for sure. Alright.
There's any way to cheat it out that you couldn't do already.
Right, do it just straight up, right. Given that the Wizards R&D team doesn't design for Eternal formats... what was their thinking behind making it a 5-drop, right? Like, what was their motivation for doing that?
So, think about the history of Magic
Okay.
and how many issues have been created, or how many of some of the most busted cards in Magic have come from the ability to cheat on mana.
Sure.
Delve,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Phyrexian mana.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Right.
That's kind of like the ammo
Oh.
of something being
Not expecting this.
broken pretty quickly.
That's true. Yeah. Good point. So if this wasn't a Glamour, what would it be instead? Like a Fatal Push? Okay. Like a K command? Fair enough. Alright, can we get big Bolt energy in chat? Because Bolt means if they don't block, they die. Let's get big Bolt energy in chat. Opponent, you packed it for the prime time. Put it on the stack. Come on. Let's make it snap. Put it on the stack.
I mean, big battle rage energy.
Oh, big battle. Yeah, actually, that goes out more in style here. Ooh. All right, opponent. Yeah, that's fair. So just in general, they just kind of are. They are a little bit reluctant. They're a little bit. They don't want to go there with that kind of card design. Makes total sense for sure. It's just, I guess, ironic in a format like we're just talking about. I only see things through modern lens, right? But it's just funny through the modern lens. It's like, well, excuse me, you know, through a modern lens, it's like, okay, well, all I care about is the fact that I have all these abrupt decays and fatal pushes, and they don't interact with this really powerful card, and it feels like they should.
I think it's like a big issue when you're one in this case most your 2-mana interaction doesn't interact with the 2-mana spell on the other side.
Right.
And that kind of creates a scenario where there's an imbalance in threats and answers.
Right. So I'm definitely just jamming with Scourge here, I believe. Well, then we're just dead to the EE. So I think we're just dead in general. It's unfortunate. Our opponent took a heck of a long time to Summoner's Pact for a prime time. That's kind of what their deck does.
You're not dead to the EE, just don't have any good follow-up. Like, you jam with the Scourge here, play the Tarmogoyf, and they have either EE on 1 or 2. They can't do both, so get a block.
I mean, we're just super dead here. I literally cannot even fathom outs that we have at this point. Our opponent just EEs for 2 and kills both of our threats. We have to chump with the Monastery Swiftspear. I just genuinely don't think we have outs after that. Okay, alright, fair enough. Shadow. Opponent times out because they're taking hours on their turn. Hey, opponent, you know about that little EE in your hands? Let's get on board.
Draw your Mycosynth Lattice and Glamour your opponent's Primeval Titan.
Oh my gosh. Well, we don't have enough mana to cast Mycosynth Lattice. We're gonna draw our Liquid Metal Coating. Oh wow, opponent! Oh my gosh, what a play! I didn't see this coming. They're gonna crack it here? What? No way. Oh, well, that'll kill us. I'm just like a little bit salty that our opponent just had the nuts and they're taking this long to put it together. Maybe they're double queued, who knows. Oh my goodness. Amulet players should like bring little, you know, coloring pages with them, give to their opponent while they're trying to figure out their Primeval Titan lines. Be like, here you go, you get to color in this.
I said earlier today, if it was like old school Titan, I'd understand it. Old school Titan, pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of guesswork.
I mean, EE on 2 to blow up both of my lethal attackers, and then Amulet of Vigor go should have taken 2 seconds. But I guess it's taking. We're going on 10 minutes now because they started the turn at 10 minutes. Okay, we're opting not to go for lethal here. Fair enough. I'm not wrong about that, am I, Mike? There's a card that gives us +2/+0 that they can activate with this kind of mana, right?
Yep.
Okay, just one. Double check. I guess they're playing around us having like Dismember or something.
Actually, if they're on Antwerp Battlements,
Oh, okay.
then they can't.
You right. All right. Well, it took them 5 minutes on the last turn Maybe it'll take 5 minutes for this one. I'm just kidding. Of course, we are super, super dead here. All right. Well, our unfortunate our opponent, top deck the Summoner's Pact. I think if that came just one turn later, then we would have been forcing some chumps with that prime time. So definitely unfortunate here to have had that happen. But yeah, I don't know. Well, once our opponent finds a way to get us here, then we'll have a little wrap up of the deck list. All right. Well, hey, at least we got to feed the kids on a 3-2. I mean, frankly, it could have easily been a 2-3 had our Dice Tron opponent not put themselves dead to a bolt. What do I think about this list? Honestly, y'all, I am not feeling this list at all. Like, none. And let me tell you a couple reasons why. I know I said at the beginning that I'm like, granted, you're going to play in a premier event. You're coming with a certain expected meta. It's like, yeah, the deglamour can be cool, that kind of stuff. But, like, I don't know. Something about this list is just really bothering me. I think it's because we're on 4 Scourge of the Skyclades. When you're on 4 Scourge of the Skyclades, like, you need to get this guy going and consistently. And the fact that we only have the 4 Swift Spears really bothered me in the 4 Scourge of the Skyclades deck. Like, when you put 4 of these in here, you're saying this is a primary threat. One of those, like, one of tutor targets in your 4-color shadow list, that's fun, right? Because it's just like a really beefy dude you can tutor up at a nice time. But we have 4 in here, meaning we are saying we will be able to get this thing online and have it be a potent threat reliably on turn 2. And we just are not in this list. And then, moreover, like, is the Tarmogoyf Splash really worth it in a deck like this? There were so many hands that felt like it was trying to do the Rakdos Shadow thing, namely being more of a prowess deck, landing creatures on the board, attack, bolt, attack, Scourge of Skyclades, that kind of thing. But then we just had, like, Tarmogoyf. And, like, don't get me wrong, I love Tarmogoyf, but, like, I just don't think Tarmogoyf is great in a deck that's trying to just go land dudes, turn them sideways. Because Goof is just much more of a threat that I like in a deck that's not quite being so aggro, right? I mean, you get to Thoughtseize into Goof, and then maybe hold up a stub, that kind of a play pattern, right? Moreover, we're only green and then for Deglamour, and, like, Deglamour looked really bad. I mean, obviously, if we played against Heliod, I think it would have pulled its weight. But even against Heliod, like, what if you have 2 Deglamours in hand, and your opponent just goes, like, Ranger Captain, grabs something else, starts swinging in with, like, the 2-drop? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little too worked up over nothing, but it really felt like this deck wanted to be Rakdos, but it's like, oh, but we have 7 green cards, and it just felt like they were straight up liabilities for this deck. I mean, again, it might be like a trying to go after the top meta kind of thing, but man, I just felt so much more comfortable personally in my Traverse Jund builds. Like, where I was just doing a lot more with everything I had going on at my disposal. I was not relying on Scourge to be a primary threat. I was messing around with Bloodbraid Elves and experimenting with other threats. Like, that one time when I was playing, Hex Drinker and playing more of a grindy, churn through your opponent's removal spells kind of deck. I really feel like this deck right here, as we're looking at, is having an identity crisis, and it really played out in a lot of our games, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I'm not the one who's out winning premier events. I'm just a league bum. So, take my opinion with a grain of salt. But that's definitely my take. But yeah. Otherwise, if you're still watching the video, thank you so much for still hanging out. I really, really appreciate all the support and the comments that I've been getting on my videos. It really means a lot. It's been really special. Otherwise, that's all I got for today, and I will see everyone tomorrow.